Yo, what's up, guys? As you all know, Ulduar is out on the PTR, and as expected, I went in there the second it opened up with my guild fusion, and we went to town. We sat in there and smashed our faces into the hard modes until we decided to take a break after 13 hours at Mimiron, since it was like 2 a.m. We'll be going back in there to finish up clearing up the rest of the raid here in a couple hours, but I wanted to do a very quick video to show you my first impressions. Here's a brief look at the overall throughout the night with the same raiders. The link will be in the description and the pinned comment if you want to delve deeper into them. So starting with the bugs, I'm not going to talk about any of them because I'm sure they'll get fixed before launch. But a bug did prevent us from doing XT on hard mode. Right when we killed the heart, everybody DC'd, so we kind of just skipped that and we'll go back to it a different time. To start, we did this in whatever gear we had on the live servers, and for the most part, everyone in the raid knew the encounters. Just in case you didn't know, not all bosses can be done in hard mode, and for the ones that can, you activate them by doing something in the encounter. Only Flame Leviathan, XT, Iron Council, Hodir, Thorim, Freya, Mimiron, or Firefighter is what they call them, General Vestex, and Yogg have hard modes. All of these bosses, along with the other bosses in the raid that weren't missions, also can be done normally on what they call normal, and based off the ones that we had to do on normal and some objective thoughts in the community, the normals are very, very simple, as are the 10-mans, on both normal and hard mode on 10-mans. This is great in my opinion, as it allows any guilds to be able to easily clear the raid, get some loot, and start working on hard modes for the better loot. Now, the hard modes were a completely different story. These were much more difficult. Not only that, but they were very unforgiving, leaving you with many ways to die very quickly, which almost always resulted in a wipe. We were stuck on an Iron Council hard mode for about 4 hours in like 25 pools. Granted, some of this can be attributed to the raid, figuring out movement and whatnot and the tanking, but we were there for a while before we finally got it down. It will always be one of my favorite fights of all time, so of course I don't mind taking some time, but I was generally shocked and very happy of the difficulty. As with all the difficulties in here, I really hope they don't nerf any of the hard modes. I think they need to keep it as is, and if there's the guilds that can't clear the hard modes, which by the way, I think there will definitely be guilds that cannot clear these bosses, I don't think they should nerf it for that. I think that they have to, those guilds that are going to be struggling in here need to go through the 10-mans and go through the 25-man normals, get the gear and practice and do whatever they need to do to be able to clear it by a week basis. This is a very good difficulty on most of these bosses. I'm not the only one who thinks that as well. Freya was a different beast, largely an ad fight with a ton of things that can go wrong. This is the first boss in a while that had all of us using everything we could to get those detonating lashers down due to certain abilities being able to root them, but with most of them breaking right away when you apply or whatever else. So it was so much so that we had a lock go Destro just for Shadow Fury. Tons of movement, tons of comms, and once again, this fight was tons of fun. Thorim hard mode is rather easy as we 2 or 3 shot it, but that's okay because next up is Firefighter and Mim, you know, Vestex and Yogg and the rest of the world. So those will be the real hard ones. Anyway, this is just supposed to be a short one just to give you my first half impressions. Like I said in the beginning of the video, as soon as we clear it today, I'll have all the bosses up and we'll talk about them more in depth. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, Warlocks are pumping. Oh, and I'll be streaming this starting about now, right when I post this. Twitch.tv/CrixVibes. We'll be clearing the rest of the raid, and I'll be clearing it over and over again on multiple Warlocks, Shadow Priest, Boomies, and maybe an Elemental Shaman if I'm feeling myself. You know what I mean? Till then, peace.